Well, hello, my YouTube friends. So I see a couple people recently posting a advice for new stackers. I don't know if Liberty Bleeds started the challenge. I looked briefly at his channel. In his history, I didn't notice, a thumbnail or anything to that effect. But I'm full of unsolicited advice anyway. For anyone who wants to hear it, probably the best thing you can learn from me is what not to do. And but if I was to give advice to a new stacker, or in fact to any stacker, or perhaps to every stacker, I will have some advice for that person, for those people. And so my advice, simple, is always maintain cash reserves. Don't spend all your money on silver. Recently, I posted a couple videos, with that hashtag, don't spend all your money on silver. I'm glad to say that I've never sold gold or silver because I had to, right? I've sold it, but I immediately put the money back into metals. I either sold silver and bought gold, or vice versa. And some people consider that a trade. Because I do all my business at Fresno Coin Gallery, it's two transactions. But the dollar value stays the same. Because I put the proceeds directly back into the stack. And but I'm happy to say, my pride. I'm proud to say. I'm happy to say that I've never sold metal because I had to. Always only because I wanted to. And there's a difference, right? And what makes that possible, what makes it possible for me to say that, is that I've always maintained cash reserves. Liquid capital. Nothing is more liquid than cash. And the world revolves on cash. Some of you may have seen the few videos that I did trying to buy fast food with gold and silver, right? I only had one taker and it was way below spot. So no businesses really, just offhand want to deal in gold and silver. You need cash. Your gold and silver, you have to eventually convert it back into cash. So everything revolves around cash. So you have to maintain cash reserves. I'm not rich. Okay. I mean, you've seen my house. My house is a dump. Okay. Right. You know what I mean? I ain't rich. My budget, my budget's better than some people, worse than others. If you lift this up, you see my little kitchen table. I've been meaning to refinish it, but I have to do that in the summer so that the lacquer dries quickly. But if you have cash reserves, you don't have to sell your silver. Some of you may have seen my video with my dog's outpatient surgery. And I forget what that was, like $1,300 or somewhere in that range. Paid that cash. I did not have to sell a single ounce of metal to pay for that. I'm in the middle of a nightmarish oven installation. So this invoice is dated November 19, 2024. Ventura TV and Appliance. So I folded it because, you don't need to see my name. I know there's people out there that can dox you regardless, but so what did I buy? It was already on, okay, right there, one General Electric, JT, whatever, and it had a unit price of $9.79. Tax was $81.75. See right here, total out the door $1,060.75. If you look right here, subtotal tax, total payment. I made one payment on the 19th, cash, and they gave me back. I paid $1,061. They gave me back a quarter. They didn't let me slide the 75 cents. I walked in there with a boatload of 20s, and we were counting out those 20s to pay for it, and you know, it was 75 cents. I didn't have no $1 bills on me. The smallest bill I had was a 50. You know, and I looked at the girl and I said, look, the smallest bill I have right now is a 20. I mean, if you want the 75 cents, you're going to take it out of 20. She was like, yeah, okay, no problem. So she gave me back change. Gave me back $19.25, even though it's listed here as just a quarter. But I paid cash, and that doesn't mean I'm rich, right? I'm not rich. But by maintaining cash reserves, you can deal with emergencies that crop up, right? When you notice a tumor on your dog's tail and you have to take it to the vet, and then the vet says, yeah, we're going to need to remove that. Okay, you have the cash available to pay for it. When your oven goes south for the winter and you need a new one because the old one is out of production, like, or the computer, like ovens need computers now. Like, all right, I mean, I guess, whatever. But when the oven fails, you need an oven. Otherwise, you're living in like Guatemala or someplace and you have a stack of bricks out in the backyard on the porch and you're cooking in one of those oven things and making that kind of weird bread, cracker stuff, whatever. Okay, so, you know, I don't particularly want to live that way. I mean, if I had to, I would. It would be fun for a while. You know, it's more convenient for me just to throw a frozen lasagna in the oven, open up a can of canned green beans and call it good, right? That suits me just fine. But in order to do that, I have to have an oven. And in order to not sell my silver to buy the oven, I have to maintain cash reserves. Right, and my budget is small potatoes for a lot of people. I mean, I've seen Transient, he got a stack of $100 bills. You know, these are just 20s. His were all hundreds. I mean, Silverstruck, I mean, he showed some cash one time. But everyone, according to their own budget, maintain cash reserves. Don't spend all your money on silver. As tempting as it is to do, you have to have cash available, liquid cash. I've tried to buy gasoline with silver. It didn't work. And no, I'm not joining the most slicked out, although, what is that, a 1911? And that was just a random coin. There's other ones in here. Okay, the ones that have, okay, they're like, that one had 21. These each have 22. What was on the lid of that one? Right, that one had 22. So there's going to be some slicks in there. But I'm not interested in joining the slicked out challenge, the $10 challenge, any other challenge other than advice for new stackers, advice for current stackers, advice for all stackers. And that is simply put, maintain cash reserves. All right, my friends, you have a good day.